Welcome back once more, ladies and gentlemen. Day 23 coverage of the Round Robin Season 8 of Starladder is continuing here on Beyond the Summit. I am definitely getting tired, Hippie. You can hear it in my voice. I can feel it in my bones. My friend, how are you?
I'm good, man.
You're good? You sound chipper. Did you have a nice hearty breakfast? A big lunch? One of those nice big Philly cheesesteaks?
I did not go out and get a Philly cheesesteak. If I had the time to get one, maybe. But
Yeah.
but no, I did not.
Oh,
But
bummer.
pretty similar opening draft, at least for the first couple of picks, just as last game. But PR, they don't want to deal with that Enchantress. They banned it out. So we do not have the Bristleback Enchantress first set of picks, but we do have the Bristleback Luna. So far, Na'Vi, same lineup as last game. Power Rangers took the Crystal Maiden first pick, just like Sigma did. Wonder how it's going to get different from here, though.
Yes, I do as well. And Na'Vi...
That's exactly the same, too. All right. Na'Vi's like, okay, let's just play the same game.
Oh, boy.
I'm waiting for the same draft.
Yeah, they didn't... What did Na'Vi grab last time? They didn't second pick Luna. What was their opening?
Enchantress.
Enchantress, that was it. So they just
She got banned this
Luna.
time.
Yeah, the Luna. I said a Luna. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, pretty standard Na'Vi though. They've been loving this Bristleback Luna, especially since 6.79C. That's what they've been all about. And CM, Timbersaw, two heroes that don't need too much introduction. We already talked about Bristleback versus Timbersaw, everything that Timbersaw brings to the table to try and thwart the efforts of that Quilly bastard.
Yeah, I mean he's frustrating, and Na'Vi values him very, very highly. I mean, is it Lysander who coined Bristle God? Is that where that came from?
I'm not sure who coined it. I know Vikramond is the big fan.
Vikramond, all right,
Vikramond.
I couldn't remember which one of them it was, but
definitely
Vikramond
wasn't
is
LD.
big. Yeah, it was not LD. LD likes the Skeleton God, man.
Yes, he's
Hey,
not
no Skeleton God right here. I think he was actually banned last time. I believe he got banned out, but not this time.
Nope.
Teams just, I think they're just not confident in the fact that he's really, really good at what he does, but he is just a little bit all in.
Yeah.
Because of how hard he tends to fall off after about 35 minutes.
He falls off a
But
little
that
bit
doesn't
more
change.
than that Bristleback.
Yep, it doesn't change the fact that he's like completely ridiculous for those first 30 minutes of the game. Like,
Yeah.
say goodbye to your towers if there's a Pugna.
Yeah. So, important to note here, I just want to talk about the standings. Following that last match, Na'Vi is now 12-3. And of course, there are 16 matches to be played in this round robin because of some of the forfeits, I believe. I think this is updated so that everyone will play 16 games. Yes, to the best of my knowledge. Maybe is it 17? I guess they still the teams that forfeited still count. So anyhow, Na'Vi, if they win this, they will be 13-3. They will have one match to go, and they will be in very good shape in terms of making it into that top 4. Power Rangers hanging on the cusp. They are currently 9-4. They're right on the edge with 4 losses. I think it's possible for a tiebreak here if you're one of the teams with 4 losses and you have all the rest wins. So Power Rangers really need this, and similarly, if they dethrone Na'Vi here, that will make them 12-4 and then make Na'Vi susceptible to that 4-loss tie-break-ish kind of a situation, which could be pretty scary. So kind of a big game on both sides of the coin, and Power Rangers is a team that's semi-notorious for having the skills to pay the bills, but not always. And they did dethrone Alliance in the round robin in Starladder Season 7. They actually beat Alliance in this round robin of Starladder Season 8. So they definitely have the skills to do it. The question is, will this be a match where Power Rangers are on point with that crisp execution, or will this be a match where the Power Rangers are running around attempting to find the pieces for the Megazord to little avail? It's hard to say. Consistency is one of the problems this Power Rangers team has. That was a mouthful, but moral of the story, this is a big one.
I think the main thing you can say about Power Rangers is you can never just look on them as, oh, these guys are free. They may not be like a #1 finisher in a tournament or anything like that. You're not used to seeing them in grand finals. But they can knock out whoever they want to on any given day. These guys are the bracket busters.
Yes.
They're going to ruin all your bets. They're going to take your rares. Unless you're one of the guys who bets on the underdog, in which case you can win a whole lot when Power Rangers comes on board. I'm liking this Na'Vi draft, though. It's almost exactly the same as their previous one with Enigma subbed in for the Enchantress.
Yeah.
So just another really strong jungler.
Yeah.
And Ursa!
Whoa, interesting. I wonder if this is... No. Okay, all right, wow, too much is happening here. Too many awesome picks in one time. So Na'Vi like to run the Enigma in very select situations, basically situations where they're feeling greedy, because Enigma does lock you into pretty static lanes. If something goes terribly awry, you don't have that flexibility to just rotate those supports, because presumably Puppey is just going to be focused on farming away on that Enigma. So Na'Vi really only does this when they feel like they can have that room to farm and let this Enigma shine in the jungle and then hit a mid-game stride and really get scary. So obviously they're not too intimidated by the Crystal Maiden, Timbersaw, and Bane choices from Power Rangers. This Ursa, I'm a little surprised about. Ursa sort of similar to the Chaos Knight that we saw earlier today, actually the match that Sam casted instead of yourself, where we saw a CK without a Wisp, and statistically speaking, you're sort of committing suicide there. And I think Ursa is a similar situation where when paired with Wisp, his win rate is significantly higher than when Ursa is not paired with the Wisp. And I would be very surprised to see a 5th pick Wisp here coming out for Power Rangers.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, they already have their 2 supports, so they need to get something.
They could
else.
do something really crazy and put Bane in the mid and do something insane. So that
if they do a mid Bane, I will be so happy.
I mean, really don't think they will.
It probably won't work, but
it would be cool.
Pretty great.
So
I mean, I'm with you though that it's a little risky to just kind of grab the Ursa raw. He can be really good if he gets a lot of early kills. If he starts to snowball, of course, he can take off very, very quickly. He can do some early Roshan attempts. Na'Vi, of course, with their very similar lineup to last time, also available for some very early Roshan attempts. So, but I don't know, man. The Ursa definitely needs some help in getting positioned. He needs someone to set him up, and the Bane is pretty decent for that. If you can get the sleep on someone, if you can get the Crystal Maiden to slow them down so the Ursa can get in. Right. He's got a lot of people to help prevent him from getting kited, which is your main problem with Ursa, of course, as with a lot of strong melee carries. Are you going to just get kited around the battlefield? And CM and Bane, reasonably good at stopping that. And of course, you have the Timbersaw Chakram Slow as well if you need it.
Yeah, Ursa definitely going to need a mobility item here, I think, without a doubt, whether it's a Blink, whether it's a Force Staff, or possibly even both. Ursa is going to need everything at his disposal to try and get in a good position. And Na'Vi have an okay team for dealing with that. Visage has a fair bit of slows. Luna has at least that mini stun with Lucent Beam, but she's also very, very speedy and hard for Ursa to catch up to. Malefice with the Enigma, and of course Bristleback with the Goo. This doesn't really sound like an Ursa game to me. Just looking at those rosters, I would not have been excited if my drafter had said, you know what, let's give Ursa a go here. I think Na'Vi's lineup is at least decently suited to try and deal with an Ursa, especially against a Bristleback. I mean, just a couple stacks of goo and Ursa's going to be running around in circles, hitting himself in the face, not knowing what to do.
Yeah, you're going to definitely have to expect him to go an early BKB, which means it's nice that the Enigma's there for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Because obviously being able to deal with that, although they have, there's plenty of ways from Power Rangers to interrupt that already. They have the Bane and the Crystal Maiden both. A couple of different spells from the Bane as well as the Freeze from the Crystal Maiden. I would like them to maybe pick up someone with one more interrupt, because it's a little dangerous to only have 2, but at the same time, the CM and the Bane should be spread out far enough that they're able to get that stuff done.
Maybe. That's not a lot of interrupt. And Power Rangers just drafted this weird. Clockwork would be so great here. They could put the Timbersaw mid and grab the Clockwork. He is so good against Enigma. That long-range hook shot, and also if you have the Battery Assault on when Enigma grabs you in the black hole without a BKB, yeah, you're in big trouble. And they banned out the Clockwork, so an even smarter draft from Na'Vi. And that's going to be a final pick Doom. We have seen Na'Vi do this a time or two, and it will probably be a Dendy Doom coming up here. I would say definitely going to be a Dendy Doom, which is interesting, but a nice change of pace. Kunkka, the final pick for Power Rangers. So a mid Kunkka, I think, here. ZXC is their mid player. So an interesting draft. We'll see how this works for Power Rangers, but I'm a little bit nervous for the Belarus team here.
I would be too. This is a Na'Vi lineup full of heroes they are very, very comfortable with. Kuroki obviously plays a whole ton of Visage. Puppey on the Enigma. Puppey has a lot of signature heroes. They're almost all junglers. I think you have to say Enigma is one of them, even if Enchantress is probably more... he's more well-known for it. The only person who's on a hero that isn't like one of their absolute standards right now is Dendy, and his Doom is pretty strong. We've seen it before. So I'd be pretty frightened when I'm running kind of an off-the-wall sort of lineup against Na'Vi, running stuff we know they're really comfortable with. Little bit dangerous. I don't think there's a clear outdraft, though, although the Ursa's a little worrisome, but I think he might be okay.
Yeah, I definitely favor the Na'Vi lineup a little bit. And Doom also works pretty well to deal with Ursa. I mean, just throwing that ultimate on him, locking him down, it's a good pick here. I think it fits in with Navi's roster as well. We see Havost trolling a little bit. Go Roche, go, go! And of course, guys, it is important to note this is Havost on Luna. He is tagged up funny here, MYM Playmate, but it is Havost. I can even check his profile to prove it to you guys if you really, really want, but it is Havost. So no stand-ins here for Navi. And it looks like Power Rangers do have their full lineup, and they are going to do a 5-man smoke into their own jungle here, and we'll see where they want to go. This could actually be a little bit of a level 1 engage. Kind of curious what PR are up to here with this 5-man smoke.
Well, it looks like Navi's just kind of hiding there. They obviously sense that something's going on. I think they might be going for Roche. They're thinking about the Roche, and now they're going to go on Kuroki. Maybe nice transfer onto Puppy.
Yeah, that'll prevent the Torrent from connecting. Puppy going to be in a little bit of trouble, though. Whirling Death going to be used by the Timbersaw, and Puppy is going to be the first blood coming out. Bane going to grab it. Now Havost maybe in a little bit of trouble as well. Not too many different places he can go. He did go Lunar Blessing level 1. Not that Lucent Beam would save him here. But we'll make it back to the tower. A Torrent does connect, so this smoke is going to be successful for Power Rangers. They find the first kill, and it did go the way of the Bane, so a nice little pick-me-up for that support. He might be able to give himself some early boots, although it's not over yet.
There's
now
still engage here.
Bane, he's going to put Havost to sleep. Now Bane actually taking a good bit of damage, but it's going to be Funnick that falls. Down he goes. Is this Dota? That was...
I have no idea why Navi kept going in.
That was weird. And I don't know what they're saying.
I wish I knew what
Lutea was. Maybe that means something funny.
And obviously they're amused. I would be too if that had just happened, but that was just a little bit questionable from Navi. I get the idea maybe they're out of mana, maybe their cooldowns aren't up, but you're still walking into 5, and most of the damage at level 1 is just 5 people hitting you in the face with whatever they happen to have. And man, Urza has bear claws.
Yeah.
You know how much bear claws hurt? They're huge. Look at them.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Let's see, where's that Ursa? Jeez, those really are big claws. Look at this guy,
Yeah,
Cheshire Cat down here. Huge, huge, huge ass down here. So, all right, let's introduce these rosters. Power Rangers off to one hell of a start. 2 kills before the creeps even spawn. Cheshire Cat going to be playing on the Ursa down here in the bottom lane. He'll be joined by S4 on that Crystal Maiden with the adorable pigtails. Look at that. I love that hairdo on the Crystal Maiden.
J4.
It's so cute. Did I say S4?
You said S4. I was like, wait a minute, S4's not standing in as a
J4.
support player, is he?
Sacre bleu. It's
Sorry,
J4.
I didn't want to like jump on you. I was just like,
no,
what?
I'm glad you caught it.
S4?
S4. No, J4. This is J4. S4 is not on this team. ZXC going to be the solo mid kunka here for Power Rangers, and up top it will be Moon, their carry player. Actually going to be on a quote-unquote position 1 Timbersaw here, even though it is sort of their Ursa's the position 1, but Moon is generally their position 1 player. That's what I'm getting at here. And FNG going to be on the Bane, also in the top lane. Now ZXC in the mid, going to take a little bit of pressure. Kuroki has poured it in to the mid lane here. He is playing on the Visage. Of course, Dendy solo mid on the Doom. We will see Puppy in the jungle playing on the Enigma. Havost going to be solo safe lane on the Luna, and then it will be Funnick on his Bristleback in the off lane here. So let's take a look at these gold graphs and see how things are faring. Power Rangers have a little gold lead here to start things off, but experience will start to go the way of Navi. Compliments of this Enigma having a dedicated jungler, and the most effective jungler at that. Enigma will fare pretty well right here. We see FNG and Kuroki both with the same strategy in mind, but they don't see each other. They're in different cubbies. Oh, this is adorable.
I keep wondering if he's gonna walk past. He keeps kind of edging that way. Oh, they know he's there though. There's the observer ward sees Kuroki. That's probably why he's hiding.
Yeah, look at that. It's almost bait from FNG. Well, not really bait, but sort of sitting there like, I see you, Kuroki. I see what you're up to. And
I do think it could almost be bait, just because the Luna doesn't do a whole lot this early compared to the Timbersaw, and the Timbersaw would have been able to get there a lot sooner. Like if they'd gotten a Nightmare on a Kuroki when he's hanging out like right there, then yeah, I think absolutely they could have picked him off.
Yeah. People in Twitch chat keep saying Lutea now, but I don't know. I have no clue what it means. No one has translated. Someone says it means
just start saying it. Who cares?
Someone says
Lutea.
it means easy rares. Is that really Russian for
that.
easy rares?
I doubt that.
Oh man, that's funny. So, okay, we are going to resume here, and again, Power Rangers do have that small lead to start things off, but again, I'll reiterate, Enigma in the jungle opens up just so much more farm. As long as you can kind of break even in these other lanes, you should be able to pull ahead, at least in the laning phase. Funnick and Cheshire Cat going toe-to-toe here. Cheshire Cat really committing onto Funnick. He's going to take some tower shots now, and he might actually fall. Oh, one more tower shot. He's going to survive with about 50 hit points. That magic stick going to keep him alive. Well played by Funnick. He does survive and actually almost turns it around. Is going to use a salve to get back up to a decent HP pool. And Ursa, does he have a salve? He does not.
He used it.
Ursa going to be boxed out here.
50 hit points. He used it really quick to get the hit points before
the attack. Yes, you're right. I'm tunnel visioned. Havost in some trouble up here in the top. Bane, one more auto attack ought to do it. Oh, he's going to use the salve, and he might even survive here. He's going to turn to throw one last auto attack. That's the end of the Timber Saw, but it is going to cost Havost his life as FNG comes in with that one last auto attack. J4 going to rotate his way up as well. So I don't know that Havost needed to turn right there. I think he might have been able to just keep running, and they should have had enough to secure that kill. I mean, Kuroki as well as Puppey were inbound, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under
still a 1-for-1.
I don't know, man. He may have thought it was worth it. I think it's 50-50. Could go either way on whether or not that was worth it, since he got the kill first, he got the experience, he got the reliable gold, etc. Obviously, you don't really want to lose Havost, but if the Timbersaw is being given a reasonable amount of farm priority, it's not really a bad trade, it's just also not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look at net worths here. Dendi doing very well in the mid lane. Actually, looking at the last hit chart, Kunkka 16-3 against the 19-9 Doom. Kind of a wash. He does have a little bit of an edge over the Kunkka, but nothing too crazy. Puppey doing pretty well in the jungle here. He is sitting level 4, and a good benchmark of how well a jungle or an Enigma jungler is doing is he on point with those mid heroes? And actually, no. So Puppey having a slower rotation than normal, maybe level 5 after this camp. But a little bit behind those mid-heroes. Kuroki going to be in some trouble here. He's going to get put in the Nightmare. Moon going to come in. Whirling Death going to be enough to finish him off as he timber chains forward. Funnick trying to help out his buddy, but not going to be able to do much. They are going to do a lane rotation, though. Havost will move to the bottom lane where there's the solo Ursa. And, Funnick going to go up top in this aggressive tri-lane coming out from PR. Though Luna needs to be a little bit careful. One thing that she has going on is a movement speed advantage over the Ursa. They both have brown boots, and Luna is just 20 movement units faster. So it should be pretty difficult for that Ursa to get up in her face. And if he does, Luna should be able to just walk away before he gets too many hits off. But we'll see how this goes. There's a level difference as well. Luna only 5, and Cheshire Cat is 6. But in comes the support from Kuroki, and they might actually be able to make this a kill. Interesting pathing from Cheshire Cat as he kind of doubles back. A few more auto attacks ought to do it, but wow, he is going to survive.
That was really, really good pathing from Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
He cut himself around the tree to make sure that when Kuroki was coming down, he'd be in the middle of both Havost and Kuroki, so he got the Earth Shock on both of them, which gave him the slow he needed to get away.
Yeah,
it was really, really well played.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't have been so cynical about it. I thought Havost was going to be able to just chase him down and position better with that movement speed, but you're right. The Earth Shock was just enough.
He got fogged behind the one tree.
Yeah,
really, really good.
Singleton tree right there that he was playing Ring Around the Rosie with. Dendi in the mid did get picked off, though. They did pull a rotation while we were watching that. Bane actually did grab that last hit, so it is going to be 5-1 here at the 6-minute mark. Na'Vi not off to the best start. Power Rangers with a gold and an experience lead to start things off, so kind of negating the effects of that Enigma. In the jungle, up top, Funnick in some trouble. FNG as well as Moon going to pursue him down. Whirling Death to finish him off. Going to be a pretty easy kill there. Now Kunkka going to be pursued by Na'Vi. Malefist to start it off. Doom going to come in. What a torrent. It's going to throw him up in the air. Dendi does not have the ultimate. And Kunkka going to survive. 6-1 here. Na'Vi trailing.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a lane that's getting all of its work done for Power Rangers. That Bane Timbersaw lane is just monstrous. 1-1-4 on the Timber. Sure, I mean, he's the one death, but he's 32-5 at 640, which is pretty darn solid. And then on top of that, getting all of these kills in the top lane, Funnick having 2 deaths, getting 1 kill on, Funnick wasn't up here. Kuroki, Puppey, and Havost all having that 1 death. Funnick, of course, having 2 deaths down in other lanes, but just in general, the Timbersaw getting so much damage done with the Bane setup, just absolutely a powerful thing. And look at that, Bane rotating in, picking off the Dendi, FNG with a mega kill this early.
Yeah.
What? He's getting so much done on this Bane. It's just kind of unbelievable to me.
He really is.
Good hero, but it's not usually someone you see as being like, oh my god, he gets a ton done in the first 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, seriously. So I actually missed that kill as well.
For Funnick.
Yeah, I was
going for Funnick.
Oh, down here. J4. Okay, he's going to survive. Funnick. That's going to be one more. Funnick's dead. FNG is out of control with this Bane. He may pay for it now, though. Malefist from Puppey going to come in. Puppey is level 6. He does have a black hole. And Doom does have an ultimate. FNG in big trouble. Best hope for is a deny, I think. ZXC, he's ready. He's ready and waiting. There's a torrent. Kuroki coming in for that one last nuke.
He might live. Oh, no,
There's
they
the
can deny him
deny.
anyway.
Kunkka not going to do it, so... Or, pardon me, Kunkka not going to give him the chance. He will just cut him down. But still, a victory for PR right there. Really, Bane grabbed that kill, a big commitment onto Funnick, and then he is going to get denied. So really minimizing the income for Na'Vi. And that did open up even more room for Moon to farm up in the top lane. I was looking down at the bottom. J4, there was some crafty plays going on down there, as J4 was about 1 hit from death. He had 6 hit points, moved into the trees back here, and Havost was stationed about, waiting for him to run back, looking for an opportunity, and didn't find it. And that's what I was trying to anticipate while Bane was just racking up the kills. Meanwhile, in the mid, Dendi taking a lot of damage. He will have a haste rune, and that's going to ensure his survival, but Power Rangers are just on point. Up top, Bane again, going to use that Fiend's Grip, and that will be the end of the Bristleback as Moon comes in. Now Kuroki, he did get nightmared, but will be able to survive again. Puppey does have a black hole, so Power Rangers need to tread lightly if they want to try and pursue into the jungle. Let's take a look at these graphs once again. Now about a 3,000 gold lead here at the 9-minute mark, 4,000 experience. Power Rangers are very quickly getting out of control. What is happening with Na'Vi here, Lippy?
I mean, they have lanes that are... You mentioned that with the Enigma pick, their lanes are kind of set. They can't really do a whole lot. And, okay, so Havost was doing so bad in the top lane that they put him bottom, because it's safer for him to be farming against that Ursa than it is for him to be dealing with anything else. Like, they made that switch really, really early on, right? Between Funnick and Havost. So he's, sitting down there dealing with the Ursa, getting a little bit of farm, but not getting as much farm as he could, because he has to, play kind of careful and back towards the tower. The top lane is doing incredibly well against Funnick. He's getting absolutely crushed every time he goes up there, but he has to kind of be nearby, and just there's no wards really watching for the Bane. I'm not sure if they just can't afford them, but the Enigma isn't really high enough or farmed enough to do a whole lot of rotating, so the Timbersaw just keeps kind of scaling out of control. It's been just... They haven't had a lot of rotations to counter any of the pressure that's been coming on from Power Rangers, but they do have the Black Hole. As you mentioned, they have the Black Hole, they have the Eclipse, they have a lot of strong ultimates. Looks like Urza is finally going to go down.
That was just a really big misplay. I mean, he certainly could have soloed down Havost right there if there were creeps nearby, but he just walked past the creep wave far enough so that the Eclipse would be out of range, and Havost said, okay, I'll tank your few hits, and just got a straight-up solo Eclipse on him. A very, very easy kill. Ursa overestimating his power, perhaps. We will see ZXC get ulted by the Doom, and they will pursue. He's in big trouble. I think they're going to have to hope for a deny here. Funnick is going to fall, though. And ZXC, oh, wow, he is going to survive. All right, not as much damage as I thought came out on him. So, again, another wasted Doom ultimate, and it will cost him Funnick. Another great exchange for Power Rangers. Disappointed to see that play from Cheshire Cat, though. That really was just a misplay.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty well up until now. He was 0-2 until then. 47-15, so not the most amazing creep score in the world, but certainly not bad. Looks like he's going to be rushing himself. I don't know if that Ring of Regen is going to go into...
Or a Vlad.
Well, it may be going into a Vlad's.
Yeah,
but until we see the next item, you can't actually figure it out, really. Either one of them would be very, very useful in this early game, yeah. Depending on which route they want to go. If they want to go for, an early Roshan, which I doubt because they have to know that Na'Vi is going to be watching for it. I would prefer the 4 staff because I think the extra mobility would let him take advantage of how aggressive his team is being, how much of an advantage they already have, let him kind of join the fray very, very early. But if Vlad's, it wouldn't necessarily be bad. I wouldn't personally choose it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he wants to do. Some rotations will come down bottom. Puppey is looking to be a bit more aggressive here. Again, he has that black hole. He's now level 8, has still yet to use it. And Ursa just going to move into the jungle, going to be very calm here, even though some new faces going to come down into his lane. Dendi going to make a rotation as well. Bane in the jungle. Puppey needs to be a little bit careful here. I think there's a Fiend's Grip available. Well, there was until he used that Brain Sap. Now not going to have enough mana for it. But Power Rangers just continuing to do some damage to this tier 1 in the mid. I mean, Kuroki is nearby. He's finally hit level 6, so has the familiars, but only so much a solo Visage can do to try and fend off this incoming push. And they will probably be able to grab this tower, depending on what Na'Vi do down here. They're going to start chipping away at this tower as well. Glyph comes out from the Radiant side. 2 in the mid, 3 down here in the bottom. There was a port from the Kunkka. So it looks like Power Rangers are eager to take a fight. They may find themselves a Dendi. Who's the Fiend's Grip going to be used on? And it's going to be used on Dendi. That's the initiation. Should make for easy Kunkka follow-up here. The Ghost Ship going to be used as well as a Torrent. No way Dendi's surviving that one. It's just going to be a free kill. Everyone else going to retreat. And that's going to be a dead Doom. It's as easy as that.
It is indeed. And I mean, there's just so many good ways, good long-range ways for Power Rangers to kind of get the opening on people. They have the X available, which has a reasonable cast range on it. At level 2, it's 650, so it's, you know, kind of...
Oh, the black hole.
The black hole on
X mark the spot. Going to be used. FNG might still survive. The Brain Sap comes. Havo still has an ultimate. May want to burn it right here. Needs to be a little bit careful. He's taking a lot of damage. Havo's going to fall before he even gets the ultimate off. Ursa's starting to do some damage here. They do want to commit on Funnick, but he's going to make it back to the tower. Ursa cancel casting the Earth Shock. Funnick going to go back in. That's a Frostbite. The port got canceled. He's going to finish off the Ursa, but Funnick is probably going to fall here. Down he goes. He will take ZXC with him, so he at least makes it a 1 for 2. But still, PR going to trade a 2 for 3. They get the better of the exchange, and that doesn't even count the Dendy they picked off before that. Kind of a 4 for 2, if you count that as one long exchange. Now 14 to 5 at the 13-minute mark. The graph still just going up and up for Power Rangers. 7,500 gold, just about 7,500 experience as well. I'm shocked. It is going to be a 4-star for Ursa, but Na'Vi, is this the same team we saw last game? I mean, what's happening here?
It is definitely looking a little bit different. I think they weren't expecting the Bane Timbersaw to be so crushing. And now the Bane, of course, they're also rotating all over the place, like we said. He is getting so much work done overall. He's gone for a very interesting skill. He's skipped Enfeeble completely. He's only put 1 point in the Nightmare, and he's got 3 points in stats. That's why he's so tanky.
Oh,
he has 3 points in stats.
Here it is. Fiend's Grip on Dendy again. 4-star from Cheshire Cat going to get him in position. Dendy's going to get juiced. He got absolutely melted by the Ursa. And an interesting statistic here, Bane is 6-1-9. He has been involved in every single kill that Power Rangers have picked up. I don't know if FNG has been taking some lessons from the Bucking Mad or what's going on here, but this is some pretty sick Bane action.
Maybe he is the true Bane master. He's just been waiting all this time to show us. I mean, how you really play Bane.
Yeah,
but yeah, you're absolutely right. He is being an absolute monster right here. Darn it, I had a thought, and now I've lost it. Yeah. What have you done to me, Zayori?
Oh, no.
Oh, he's coming in top. He's coming in top. He doesn't have the Fiend Strip, but he does have the Nightmare.
Oh, Puppy, you're in big trouble, my friend. That's going to be an easy torrent setup. Down he goes. Kunkka going to be able to make that happen. In the mid lane, Ursa going to find a Kuroki. Oh, almost going to finish him. Doom going to blow the ultimate, and now Cheshire Cat going to get turned around on almost a free kill on Kuroki, but not going to be able to make that one happen. So it's kind of a 1-for-1 across the map.
Oh man, he's making all these questionable decisions, and he's half of his team's deaths. I mean, he's got the 3, so you'd expect him to be doing a little better on the farm, but the constant kind of sort of why did you do that positioning marks and like going in a little too hard are costing him. And I think Power Rangers could be getting ready to seal this game up if he had just kind of sat back and farmed, you know, gotten his items a little faster and went in with the team instead of trying to engage solo. But I forget who it was who said it. It was it may have been Bucking Mad, but it may have been another pro player who said that one of the most dangerous things about Na'Vi is that at any point in the game they can kill you and win. Like there's no point that they felt. I wish I remember who said it, but there's no point at which he felt Na'Vi is just out of the game. They can always come back. So that's something that always has to be considered, and they are very, very good at, you know, they have incredible coordination. These guys have been playing for a good long time. Puppy's drafts are very synergistic. We know that he picks heroes they're comfortable with. So they are always, always dangerous. Even at a deficit like this, when they're down over 7,500 gold and about 7,500 experience, even when it feels like Power Rangers is getting the better of every engagement, you know, one good black hole, one really great team fight, combination of the Eclipse, you know, a really clutch Doom timing can still turn things around. So we can't count them out just yet, but Power Rangers...
Some serious momentum here.
I gotta say.
Yeah, 16-6. Well, at least we called it in the draft. A very explosive team. When they're on, they're on, and when they're off, they're off. And this is a match where Power Rangers, they came to win, and they're playing a game as such. Now, a couple of interesting item pickups here. First of all, Timbersaw has a Bloodstone already here, right around the 15-minute mark. I think he's had it. That is scary. He's going to have a Bloodstone before Puppy can even complete the mech. And that is Puppy's first item. He's still on brown boots working towards the mech. And he's not even that close, unless it's on the courier right now. And it is. Okay, so he has mech. But still, a Bloodstone compared to a mech, they're in a different league in terms of cost structure. Havost did grab a 16-minute Midas. And I guess this is one of these situations where they've got to do something desperate. They're not going to win the Static Farm Fest. They need some sort of a farming tool. So I understand where he's coming from, but that is a great example of how far ahead PR are right now. Puppy going to get a black hole off, but not for long. Not much going to come of it. And he's just going to get dropped. They may continue to pursue right here. But with Enigma down, as well as that Black Hole on cooldown, PR can feel very safe. This Kunkka, oh, look at that. Gonna pull back the Bristleback, an easy torrent, even a freezing field from J4. Na'Vi just dropping like flies.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The damage output, man. You have pure damage coming out from Bane. You have mostly pure damage coming out from Timbersaw. You have all that stacking damage coming out from Ursa, which gets completely ridiculous. And then, of course, the Crystal Maiden and the Kunkka, no slouches either. Every single person on this team puts out some really significant damage, and there's pretty good control, too. There's the Eclipse, though.
Oh, nice Ghost Ship also. Doom does fall. The Eclipse, not bad, but only finishes off the Crystal Maiden. It's going to cost Luna his life. Cheshire Cat will fall to the Wrath of the Doom ultimate. They won't find the deny, so Dendi going to get that kill. But now Puppey and Kuroki in kind of an awkward spot here. They need to be very careful. Nightmare going to be used, and oh, it's going to... Look at that. That is so cheesy with the Familiars. Are you kidding me? The Familiars will take off the Nightmare, and then they run around with it on them. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's so stupid.
Hey, man, Familiars.
Fucking Visage, man. Oh,
yeah,
I hate
fair,
those birds.
Fair and balanced. Hashtag.
Hashtag Fox News on the same level as fucking Visage, man. That shit really chaps my ass. Like, it'd be one thing if it just took the Nightmare and then sat there asleep like it should, but it just, like... That, there you go. How do you counter Bane? Just pick Visage, and that's, like... I've never seen that happen before. That's ridiculous.
Hey man, Visage, pretty good hero. And there Ursa has gone back for a Vlad's. I actually I might have liked him to get a BKB, just so he's not getting slowed constantly by Kuroki and by Funnick. But at the same time I can see why he doesn't really want it, because if he pops the BKB and then gets doomed anyway, if he pops the BKB and then gets Black Hold, it would then, you know, you wasted 3,900 gold, it's not doing anything for you. But I don't know. I can't say the Vlad's is a bad item again. It's just
I like it here. It's core on Ursa, gonna make for an easy.
I would have probably bought a BKB and then paid for it by getting doomed repeatedly.
Yeah. He had blood sub. Oh wow, he had bloodstone at 13 minutes. Sorry, chat's flaming me for saying it was 15. It was 13. It was an even faster bloodstone. Timber's out of control.
It was pretty fast.
It was very early. That's all. The only point I was trying to make. I did pull a number out of my ass. I got to gamble sometimes, right? So this is going to be an easy Roche here for Power Rangers, though. Not going to be contested by Na'Vi, and I don't know that they could contest it if they were so interested. But Ursa going to be the one to grab the Aegis. And item progression on the Dire side. Na'Vi still haven't grabbed much. Kuroki's picked up a point booster. Doom, I mean, look at Doom's items right now. Dendi just has nothing to his name. Looks like he's working on a Vanguard, and he still doesn't have enough for it here at the 20-minute mark. That is scary. Puppey going to be in big trouble right here. They're going to converge on him. There's the X marks the spot. Chakram. Now look at that synergy. I don't know that we've seen a Kunkka Timbersaw together like that, but oh boy, does it work well. Dire Courier is going to get picked off, and Vost will port out. Did you happen to see where the Courier died?
Oh, it's up by
up here?
Up by where Cheshire Cat is. He got it. Right there. That's where it went down.
Ah, okay. Well done. I'm glad you're on point with the Couriers. That's something that I usually catch the text and then...
Well, that's because you don't have it bound, man.
I know.
If you had the Courier key bound, it's easy because you just double-click the portrait. It takes you to where it died.
All right, I got to do that. I got to do that. I can add it to my list.
It's kind of important, man. It's
I know.
A lot of information you're missing out on if you don't have that key.
Timbersaw here. Gonna go for the Lincolns, and Bane gonna have a BKB. This is a 20-minute BKB on this Bane, and I say that as if I'm remotely surprised.
Radiant's bottom tower is
but
that's really
just insane.
Well, until this point, you've been able to use the Doom. I mean, sure, the Bane has been a good target for something like the Doom, and you want to catch him in the Black Hole. Now you need to get him in the Black Hole or burn the Doom on him, because that Fiend's Grip is just going to give... Because of how far ahead PR is, and because of the fact that you can't just kind of burst him down, you can't just kind of tank through the damage that's coming through the Fiend's Grip, it's going to be such a devastating skill when it lands on one of Na'Vi's cores that they have to find a way to interrupt it. And if that means burning Doom, they just kind of have to go for it. But at the same time, oh, he's got Puppey!
Lining up the Black Hole, but yeah, not going to do much. I think Na'Vi in big trouble here. Funnick did fall. He's going to buy back. Ursa taking a lot of damage. He still has the Aegis, though. Ultra kill coming out for ZXC on that Kunkka. Buybacks aplenty coming from Na'Vi here. Going to be Luna and Doom back in it, as is Funnick. They might be able to hold. There's the Eclipse coming from Luna. Going to do a fair bit of damage. Moon going to come back in. Funnick will have a dieback. Dendi looking like he might die back as well. Luna going to be the lone defender now, and not for long. Oh, wow. What a convincing team fight for Power Rangers. That was a triple buyback from Na'Vi, and all 5 of them get scraped again. That's it. GG. They're going to tap out here at the 22-minute mark. Power Rangers dethroning Na'Vi and Alliance in Starladder Season 8 Round Robin. Holy Toledo.
I can't wait for these guys to get consistent and get sponsored, because I really think that I think they'll make it, man. They're keeping a reasonably stable team lineup. They have a history of being able to beat good teams when they're playing well. The more they play, the more stable they get, the better we're going to see them. Starladder 9, Power Rangers in the grand finals. I'm calling it right now.
You heard it here first. That's going to put them in a really good position, though. Na'Vi now going to be 12-4. They are no longer safe. Power Rangers going to be 10-4. They're well on their way. Now, I don't know what matches Power Rangers have coming up, and I'm going to glance at the schedule very quickly here just while I'm thinking about it. And they're going to be playing Empire coming up on Friday, and they will have to play Sigma and then Fnatic. So they still have 3 pretty difficult matches coming up, but Power Rangers securing a chance to be in the top 4 for sure with a big upset over Na'Vi. Very well played by the Belarus team.
Are ties broken by head-to-head record?
Now, that is a good question, and I do
Because
not
if that's
know the
true,
answer.
and Power Rangers makes it to 12-4, they qualify over Na'Vi.
Yes. That is true. I actually don't know how the tie breaks work in Starladder. That's a really good question. So, wow. One more game coming up today, guys, before we take our Christmas break. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Summit. I am Zyori. With me is Hippie. We've got another game for you, and that last match of the day is going to be Sigma versus Virtus.pro. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more Dota 2 action coming your way after this 15-minute break.